Hey, what's going on? It's your coach, Scotty Hobbs. I'm going to talk to you guys about asking yourself hard questions. You might be wondering, what does it mean, ask yourself hard questions? And I'm going to take you back to myself 5 years ago when I used to sit in my cubicle, or at times when I would lay at night and I couldn't sleep because I was fearful and I was not sure about how things were going to work out in my life. And some of the hard questions that I would ask myself are, and at the time I had 3 daughters, how in the heck am I going to put these 3 girls in dance, in sports? How am I going to pay for their weddings? How am I going to help them go to college? How am I going to give them experiences that I know that they deserve? And as I think about that, and I thought about that back then, it was hard enough as it was just to pay the mortgage on time. I was working every day, 10, 12 hours a day. My wife was at work at night at the hotel, and she was there, on weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. I was working pretty much every Saturday shift as well. I was, my friend owns a sound business. I was helping tear down concert shows, the sound equipment at 12 till 2:30 in the morning, and then back at work at 5 in the morning. I was that guy taking every shift, everything that I could, just to make sure that we lived paycheck to paycheck. So asking hard questions meant asking myself questions like, what am I going to do to change this situation? What's my life going to look like if 5 years from now, I'm still working these 12 hours a day, and my wife's still working a 40-hour week, and my kids are to babysit a couple hours a day. That's been the path for the last 5 years, and not much has changed. What do the next 5 years look like? Am I doing anything to change that? And I was always searching for answers and asking myself those hard questions. And one of the questions I remember asking is, okay, if you do rise up through the company to the point where your salary is a little bit more and you don't have to work as many overtime hours, will you be where you want to be? And the answer was no. I saw those people and they were miserable, and I didn't want to be in that kind of state. So I was always asking myself those types of hard questions. And so it's important that you ask yourself those things. And I think that's the thing that a lot of times coaches miss. And not just coaches, anybody in business, if you're trying to move people and help people get motivated on their own about their own life and about changing what they want in their life, it's asking them those hard questions. It's asking them, Scotty, are you happy with where you're at? You've been working hard for 6 years. You've given everything you have. Are you where you thought you would be? No. Okay. If you continue to do the same thing for the next 5 years, will you be where you want to be in 5 years? No. Don't you think it's about time to change that? It's asking those types of questions. One thing that I felt prompted to talk to you guys and share with you guys this morning, hopefully this has an impact on you like it does to me. This is my beautiful family of 5. 5 beautiful children. My 3 daughters I talked about, and then my 2 youngest sons. And my question is, and the thing that I talk about and I want to emphasize, if I wouldn't have asked myself those 5 questions, I most likely would not have my 2 sons. Because it would have been impossible for us to take care of those kids with the jobs that we had and the hours that we were demanded upon us to be able to make sure that we paid the bills. So by asking myself those hard questions, Scotty, you are a hard worker. Why are you at this point in your life and not at XYZ where you want to be? Don't you think it's about time you change something? And that day that I decided that, I made that decision, and it was a decision, not just I'm going to see if this works. It was a 100% true decision. I am going to change this. And I can tell you that that picture of us 7, I have those 2 extra sons, the 5 children that I have now, because I made that choice. Because I made that decision, I asked myself those hard questions. And now it's unbelievable, unreal to think that I have been in those 5 children's lives 100% for the past almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years this June that I've been a stay-at-home dad. And it was because I asked myself those hard questions. So I want you to leave this video and I want you to ask yourself the hard questions. What will it cost me if I do not make changes? What will it cost me if I continue to live the way that I am living right now? Where will my life be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What will I have missed out on? What will my kids have missed out on? What will my wife have missed out on? What will my family have missed out on? And then as you think about that, Make that be your pain point that commands change of you today. I love you guys. This is your coach, Scotty Hobbs. Sorry for the sniffles and the coughs. We're just getting out of the flu, but I'm here because I want to add some value to your life and help you guys learn how to make change inside of you so that you can live the life that you want to and have always dreamed of living. Love you guys. See you later.